We reach out to, like Kristen said, their rural communities. So we cover 35 zip codes in Berks County. We pretty much don't cover Boyertown because there's a core there, and we don't cover Reading area because there's a core there. But pretty much everywhere else in the county we cover. What we're seeing, the biggest response is in the beginning when people were panicking. We had a mobile food market. We reached 16,000 people, which is unlikely for us or very unusual, with one Facebook post. So we had over 400 cars pull through our parking lot for that event. So that was a huge mass organization event. But we've always offered emergency food boxes, but because of that, because of the exposure and people panicking and needing food, we've had a huge increase in giving our emergency food boxes. We don't have a typical monthly food pantry because we're a small operation, small building. So as people come in or request, we give them food. So we have boxes prepared from United Way funding that we have for that, and working with Helping Harvest. The main thing we've seen, a lot of our typical clients, because food stamps increased or they're getting the PUAC funds, they're not needing as much right now as we were thinking. But when people are going to start going back to work and not getting that extra $600 a month in unemployment, which is typically more than they get from their wages from their jobs, and haven't been able to pay their bills, that we're really expecting to see that increase come. Thank you for the information, Natasha, about the moratorium being lifted possibly earlier. I didn't know that, so that's appreciative. But once those moratoriums are lifted on utility shutoffs and eviction notices, we're expecting to see a huge slam. We've also seen an increase in people that typically we don't serve. That again, the people that typically don't use our services, people that need a bridge, just a hand up to get from being employed, not being employed during COVID, and then being employed again. And we're seeing more geographic reach out too. We're getting people from Blandon, which typically that area is covered by our partnership with Friend Incorporated in the Salvation Army. We're seeing people from Milton and lots from Birdsboro. So we are getting a larger geographic response. We have people from Temple. So we've also had additional food services. So we've been doing 2 weeks at a time for the last 2 months, food from Salvation Army and the Commonwealth and Operation Barbecue. In May, we had 100 boxes a week, and in June, we're doing 150 families with that. And then we have typically 10 to 15 extra families show up to see that we're outside doing stuff. So we've definitely majorly increased our programs. We haven't been slammed right now. It's kind of in a lull. We're getting a lot of food requests, but we're expecting the requests for utility assistance and rental assistance to really skyrocket shortly when those moratoriums are lifted. The other thing that's really been affected by us is we had to cancel our Camp Lador program, obviously, where we typically send 46 kids from Berks County for free to camp. And then we're right now debating our back to school shopping program. We typically take 150 kids, spend $15,000 at a Walmart on one day in August. And now we're kind of reviewing that to see, the safety of our staff, the possibility of doing that, what the school situation is going to look like. So we are definitely seeing an increase in requests and calls. We get calls every day for emergency food boxes, which before we get maybe 1 to 2 a week, or we just offer them as people came in asking for different utility or rental assistance, and we'd offer them a food box because of that extra need. So we have hugely seen an increase in numbers and geographic locations.